Let me give it a few minutes. I'm going to check here. I'm not seeing us just yet. All right, we are on. Good evening and God bless you, everybody. As promised, we are live tonight. I'm really excited about tonight. We have an amazing guest speaker that's going to be coming on in a moment. Just really quickly, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alzada, and I am the CEO and founder of Garden Girls, reclaiming your zeal for God, yourself, and your purpose. I really believe that the Lord has called me to usher women back to their divine design. He wants to move us from stereotypes into the prototype, simply remembering that we were made in his image and likeness. And so, as you know, at the turn of 23, I told you all that the theme for this year for Garden Girls is meology, the study of me and who God has created me to be. And so we've been doing a power series so far. We've done three. We've done the power of a consecrated woman, the power of a praying woman, and the power of a woman who worships. While tonight is not necessarily a part of the power series, I still believe it is powerful because the question is, are you protected? As you all know, we are in a digital age and really have been for quite some time with the surgence of artificial intelligence and everything as far as our data being exposed. I really believe while we are called to protect our identity in the spirit, as far as who we are in Christ, I do believe we also need to protect ourselves in the natural as it pertains to our name, our social security information, our numbers. We have the right to privacy. And so I was excited when my friend Nicole introduced me to our guest speaker tonight because she is in the field of cybersecurity. So she is well versed in it. So I would encourage you to get your pens, get your paper, take notes. Hopefully, you should be able to put questions in the comments if you have any to ask her. And I'm going to get ready to bring her on right now. Miss Taz, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So there she is. I'm getting ready to come off the screen. I really want you guys to give your full attention to her because she is loaded with information.
Yes.
And I'm ready. Miss Taz, now you have the floor.
All righty. First of all, thank you again for allowing me this opportunity to share about cybersecurity and how to best protect yourself in this digital age of technology. Whether we like it or not, is here. Okay. So, my main goal is to educate, equip, and bring awareness to what you can do to better protect yourself as you navigate through social media, or just online. Period. So let me just give you a quick introduction about myself. I was recently, before I started my journey in cybersecurity, I was 14 years in the medical field as a patient service rep. In 2018, towards the end of 2018, I decided I needed to change. And after being hacked, well, not really being hacked, I had two compromises on my account. Um, so it kind of like got me to thinking like, okay, how what is going on? How are they doing this? So it piqued my interest into cybersecurity, and that's how I ended up at University of Maryland Global Campus, in which I graduated in 2021 with a bachelor's in computer networks and cybersecurity. Okay, so just a little quick little rundown in regards to my background. Um, the world of cybersecurity and protecting yourself in the online realm, your personal information, it's a lot of information. And when sis Alzada said, okay, you got 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I mean, I know I can one question can be a 30, 45-minute conversation. So I'm just gonna give y'all the meat of what you need to remember when you're navigating through cyber online and you're conducting business online, social media, and with your banking institutions. I came up with an acronym today because I was just thinking like one thing what I really want to get out there and be known is that if you don't remember anything from this event, the speaking engagement today, if you don't remember anything, I want you to remember the acronym of SAFE. And that's SAFE as in S is in Sam, A is in Apple, F is in Frank, E is in Edward. And SAFE is basically one, secure password. The S stands for secure, complex passwords. Nothing, not your kid's name, not your birthday. If you do that, you need to add some extra stuff in it to make it secure. Okay. S is for secure passwords. The A is for awareness. Okay. You have to be aware of the threats that can occur to your online information, um, anything that you do online. So without being aware of what can possibly happen, you can't protect yourself. So you have to be aware. And the F, okay, the F, listen to me now. The F is face your fears with technology. I say this because a lot of time people get so intimidated by technology. And it's just something else that you just have to just learn. I mean, you don't have to really go in depth to it to learn that how it works and everything, but you just need to know how to best protect yourself to minimize the risk of being a victim of a cyber attack, cyber crime, or anything like that. One thing that I learned in my schooling at University of Maryland is that nothing is 100% hacker proof. Okay? Nothing. You can do layers and layers and layers of protection to help to lessen your chances of being a victim, but nothing is 100% proof, okay? So so yes, the F, going back to the acronym, the F is face your fears with technology. Okay. And then we have the E. The E is educate yourself. With this, okay, with technology itself, it's a gift and a curse because I say this because everything is so accessible, easily accessible. I'm I grew up in a time where um I may not, yeah. I grew up in a time where we had encyclopedias, we had dictionaries, we had to sometimes go out and go on a book and research and stuff like that. Now everything is accessible on these phones. It's a matter of just Googling, YouTube. So you can basically Google anything, YouTube anything, and you can get some type of education awareness on regards to what's going on out here in the cyberspace. Now, when I say the curse is to the whole technology thing is that while it's beneficial and helpful to us and reason why they call these smartphones is because it's learning us. Have you ever just put something in Google and next thing you know, you go on social media and you see all these ads and stuff flooding you about that topic that you just Googled? It's learning you. These phones are called smartphones for a reason, okay? But with that, there comes a threat. And there are people that sit and I mean this is their full-time job is to find ways to find loopholes in the system in any vulnerabilities, system weaknesses where they can access information, where they can get this information, where they can go and get your personal information and use it for malicious intent. So another big thing that I would suggest in best practices in protecting yourself, protecting your information is if you're on social media, don't overshare your personal information because, again, there are people that have malicious intent that sit up there and they're looking at it and they jot that down and they may even be able to they may even be able to figure out your passwords if you have a weak password. If you have something that's like your child's name or your birthday or your pet name, stuff that can be, because we tend to pick passwords that are somewhat easy for us to remember because everything nowadays have some type of password. So I know for me, I feel like I got a million passwords. And if you got all these passwords, you thinking like, okay, why don't I just make it one password so I can remember everything? Don't do that. That is like the biggest no-no because let's just say you use this password for social media and then you turn around and use this password for your bank information, your financial institution. Okay, so if somebody happens to hack into or get your password from social media, they got your password and access to your financial information. So just make sure that you are using strong passwords. And when I say strong passwords, you want to incorporate letters, you want to incorporate numbers and also characters. Make it something that you somewhat can remember, but at the same time, is not very personal to you, personal where somebody else can figure it out or somebody else can use it against you to get into and access your personal information. And um, another thing, let me see. No, another thing I wanted to kind of like touch on in regards to best practicing. Change your passwords at least every 3 months, at least, at the very least. Or sooner than that, if you realize that your account may or your accounts may have been suspected of some of hacking or suspicious activity. Make sure that you change those ASAP. Okay, you don't want to play around with that because it takes just one opportunity for them to find a weakness and access your information, and then somebody then stole your whole identity, you know? So that's another thing. Change your passwords frequently. Change your passwords frequently, at the very minimum every 3 months. And if you, like I said, if you see any type of suspicious activity, especially with your bank, I also, me personally, I set up alerts every day. Every day, I get an alert as to what my balance is, what has been deducted, what has been deposited. That way, you know that way you keeping track of it. In school, in school, they said that the number one, the weakest link in the whole cybersecurity thing is us. You know why? Because we are too trusting sometimes and we overshare information. But I feel like that we are the number one defense because if we be proactive and we educate ourselves and we become aware of the potential threats that's out there that can happen to us, then we can better equip us ourselves to protect ourselves. And again, nothing is 100% hacker proof because, like I said, they are sitting figuring out a way to access everything. It's their full-time job. Their mission is to get this information and use it for malicious intent. Now, you may wonder like, okay, well, because I know I'm gonna say the first time my bank account was hacked, um I was just like, wait a minute, I don't have no money. Why y'all coming after me? I don't have no money for y'all. They don't know that. They don't know that. But my account was hacked. My card was compromised. I went to the ATM, couldn't even get anything. I got a big old warning said, up, call your bank. And I'm grateful for that because my bank was able to keep a track of, okay, wait a minute, she just made a purchase over here. How can she be over there? Or in another country making another purchase with this same card. So they knew that it was some type of fraudulent activity going on. So if your bank offers some type of fraudulent activity monitoring on your accounts, definitely it's free. It's free. Activate it. Activate it. Okay? Activate it. So at the end of the day, we are the number one, we are the weakest because, like I said, we share too much information, but at the same time, we are the number one defense in self safeguarding our information. The banks is only going to do so much because they can't even stop the hackers from hacking into their account, hacking into the whole infrastructure. They can't even stop that. So they weren't about their investments and stuff like that. So we have to be proactive in worrying about protecting and safeguarding our personal information. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you don't take nothing from this speaking event, if you don't take anything, if you can't remember anything I said, remember the acronym SAFE. And like I said, the S is for secure, complex passwords. Nothing that's easy to guess. The A is for awareness. You have to be aware of the threats that are out there that can potentially, yeah, that can be detrimental to your identity and your money. And then we have the F. The F, facial fears with technology. Is without getting super technical and going into technical terms and all that, you can Google, YouTube, and it can give you array of information in regards to technology where you just can just get to know it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it, but just know that it's ways that you can best practices that you can use to safeguard your information. And unfortunately, technologies, I mean, not unfortunately, because like I said, it's a gift and a curse. Technology is not going nowhere. It's not. So instead of just saying, "Oh, I don't want to deal with technology," we have to. We have to get used to it, and we have to equip ourselves and educate ourselves on just safeguarding our information. Just don't be intimidated by technology. Technology is good in some cases. We don't have to sit there and flip through the encyclopedia, the white pages, the yellow pages no more. Everything is accessible. Just whoop, 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 whoop. And then we have the E. Again, it is educate yourself. Education, education, awareness, educate yourself so you can be better equipped to better safeguard and protect and minimize the risk of being a victim to cybersecurity. Um, Also, if you would like to know more information on best practices or a little more in-depth information, Miss Alzada is gonna. I think she had my information as far as like my YouTube channel where I post videos and just up and coming technology, artificial the artificial technology. Yeah, yeah, very interesting, and yeah, and it's only gonna be bigger, and it's only gonna evolve even more. So don't be afraid of it. Just don't be afraid of it. And yeah, like I said, just make sure that you are you're equipped and aware, and you practice the best practices, and you can minimize your the risk of having your information compromised. And just don't overshare. I know we like to share a lot of stuff on social media, and but unfortunately some people are smiling and saying, oh, that's nice, but other people are sitting and they're using this information against us in malicious ways. So if you don't, again, I'm just stressing it again, if you don't remember anything, remember the acronym SAFE. And that's it. That's my main point and my main goals that I wanted to just what is a VPN? How can we use it? Okay, so a virtual private network. That is, you can use a virtual private network. So when you, instead of going on like a free Wi-Fi, I I'm not a big fan of free Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother conversation. But it protects you, it protects your information, as far as like your IP address, your footprint, what you search, and it's basically, it's as what it said, it's just a private network. And a lot of companies use it, especially uh when their employees travel and they have to do work via the computer or something. They have their own virtual private networks that the employees can use, so their information is not compromised, because it takes just one computer or device to be compromised, that's connected to a company infrastructure. And in turn, that one device being compromised can affect an entire system infrastructure. So that's why a virtual private network is, if you have to and you just want to just use the Wi-Fi, you I would strongly suggest using a virtual private network, so that way you know that your information is somewhat secure. Again, nothing is 100% hacker proof, because like I said, just like technology is evolving on a daily, it's ever changing. The hackers is doing the same thing. They evolving too, and they are finding ways to they're finding new ways to hack into even virtual private networks. So, like I say, nothing is 100% um, hacker proof. And what is incognito mode? Okay. So, incognito mode is really not like a security thing, it's more so to mask your, um, how can I put this? It's really more so to mask your steps from someone else. It's not like it's not a it's not a security thing. It's more so to, so you can navigate without your footprint being um without your footprint being saying, okay, oh, that's Taz's IP address. It masks that. It doesn't protect you, or it's not like a security thing. It's more so where so you can navigate incognito. Yeah, that's basically what that is. So I wouldn't really um suggest. Do you have any suggestions regarding home security software like Norton? Well, no, not really. I use Norton, so yeah, so I may be a little biased to Norton, but so yeah. That would probably be my thing because I haven't had any problem. Thank God. I haven't had any problems. But I would definitely, like I said, I may be biased with Norton. So yeah. Um let me see what else I can. I'm just looking on my because I have a whole 30 slide PowerPoint uh that I created for this particular event, but I know I couldn't do it in 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let me just give you guys some of the best practices to protect your personal information. And again, once again, use strong, unique passwords. Of course, that's self kind of like explanatory in a sense. But if you want more information, check the YouTube channel on that. As far as like examples of strong, complex passwords and enable two-factor authentication. So, two-factor authentication is when it's like you log into something and you have maybe your email attached to it or you have your phone attached to it. When you log in, it sends you a code to your phone, whatever. If you have your email or your text messages, your phone number attached to it, it sends you a code, and you in turn enter that code. So that is an added, excuse me, that is an added level of security. In cybersecurity, it's a thing called um it's a in I can't think of the daggone thing. My mind just it's a layer of security. So it's called like defense. There you go, defense in depth. So what that means is layers of security that you can implement that if let's say one layer gets compromised, then the next layer you got another layer that it has to be compromised, and then it's another layer. So it's a cybersecurity term in regards to the defense in depth. So that is a part of that concept of the defense in depth, as far as like the two factor uh, authentication. And let's see what we got. Um, let's see. All right, and then also I strongly suggest that you review and adjust your privacy settings. And that's basically the information that you share and how is it accessed. So that is another attempt at a layer defense in depth when it comes to securing your information. And then we have again, be cautious on, your friends and everything who you follow on social media and who you accept as friends because I don't know if anybody have experienced that someone say, "Oh, I've been hacked," and or someone sends like a friend that you friends with already sends you something that's weird and you're like, okay, this don't even sound like this person, and their account has been hacked or has been compromised or whatever. So that is another thing. Just be mindful of your friends, your friend requests, and who you accept and share information with. And lastly, of course, think before you share. That is again what you share on in social media. Everything. Yeah, unfortunately, we live in a world where anything that you share can possibly be used against you. So, yeah, just be mindful of what you share on social media, and just be mindful of your passwords and what you use as passwords. And um, if you feel as though that your accounts have been hacked, again, change your passwords immediately. When setting up accounts on social media, is there a way you can set up our accounts as far as safety? Um, Only thing that I can really think of is the two-factor authentication. And also the privacy mode where you only sharing with your close friends or people that you are friends with. But as far as like setting up your accounts and safety, yeah, only thing that I would strongly suggest is the two-factor authentication. Let's see what else we can talk about. Let's see. Um, all right, let me see. I think I yeah answered that one. Oh, another thing, be mindful of third-party applications. So some some social media platforms share your information with third party application, and normally when they do that they ask you for permission. So don't be so quick just to hit okay, yes, I give it permission, because again, you don't know how secure that third party app is, or how they are how they are monitoring and securing their platform. Can you about how someone can learn cybersecurity degree? Um, okay, so yes, so in regards to cybersecurity, learning cybersecurity, uh, like I said, I went to University of Maryland Global Campus, which was I did my study mainly online, and sometimes I had to go in a classroom setting, and I received a bachelor's degree in computer network and cybersecurity. And the salary really ranges. It depending on, because there's so many under the umbrella of cybersecurity. It's so many job descriptions that you can go. And when we say cybersecurity, you have cloud security, you have mobile security, um, you have it's you have ethical hacking, in which ethical hacking is I actually took a course on that, and I can hack. I had to sign a I had to sign a waiver once I took the class, basically, that said I would not hack into anybody's computer without getting their okay, basically. But it is an ethical hacking class in which the ethical hacking um, is good hackers in a sense, because in order to try to fight bad hackers, you have to almost think like a hacker. You have to almost be a critical thinker, and think like, okay, if I was a hacker, what what would I use, or what software would I use? What weakness can I find? What vulnerability can I find in the infrastructure to to exploit? So as an ethical hacker, it's almost like you're working as a hacker, because but you're on a proactive side of trying to basically hack into a system and tell that person, okay, well, I was able to hack into your system because of this, because you have your firewalls not working, your antivirus, anti-malware is not working. So um it's almost like to help um companies better protect their assets, better protect their infrastructure, where they can, fix these vulnerabilities before a bad hacker come in and use it for, of course, malicious intent. Can you explain what are cookies, and should we accept them or not? Are they at risk? So the cookies is basically, it tracks your um, information. Let's see how to best put this without getting too technical. So, example, so it's not like you go to a website and you click on, okay, yes, you accept the cookies. Basically, what that is tracking and saving what you search. So when you disable the cookies or you don't accept them and you go to that same website, whatever you searched prior is not going to come up. But if you accept the cookies, it's saving this information, like saving your, so like if you had to log in and put a password in, it'll save your password. So it's more so easier to get back to where you left off at, if that makes sense. But it can be a risk, especially if it's saving your passwords. Yeah, it can be a risk because if your system is hacked already and you don't know your system is hacked, because sometimes hackers sit and they don't do nothing to your system. They don't do nothing to it. They just sit and watch and they're quiet and they watch and they just kind of look at your activity online. They basically can see what you're doing online. It's almost like they can mirror your computer. That's if your system's hacked. They can in some instances they can mirror your computer to where as though everything that you're doing online, your keystrokes, what you're typing and everything, um, they can see it. And then they can in turn go and access your information because now somebody said if you don't know you're hacked, you're probably going on, it's probably entering your information, you probably entering passwords, and they're just and they're able to see that and then use it. Uh, are smart TVs and things like Siri and Alexa bad to use? Are they listening and watching? That's a good one. Okay, so I don't really know how to answer that because I really believe that I really believe that again, smart TV is learning us. So I do believe it's watching. I don't want to say watching. I or listening. It's learning us. So um, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's bad to use, but those things as well. Again, because it's technology, and if especially if it's hooked to the internet, it can be hacked. And I do remember a case of I don't know how long ago this was where um someone was speaking through a hacker had got into someone's Alexa and was speaking through the Alexa, something like that. So yeah, again, anything that can that is actually connected to the internet that doesn't have the proper security, the firewalls and the antivirus software and stuff like that, it can definitely be used for malicious intent by someone that is that's out to get your information. What are your thoughts about AI? Is it good or bad? Okay, so again, that's another thing that is hmm. I don't necessarily think that it is in some cases, I think it could be considered beneficial, but then in other cases, I think it could be taken it's a little too far because if we are just think if we are totally dependent on artificial intelligence or just technology period, again, this can be those things can be hacked. So anything can go wrong if it's used for something beneficial, then it and if it's used for the correct purposes, and not for malicious intent, then yes, I do believe that it is beneficial. But again, anything as far as technology, it has vulnerabilities that can be hacked if someone is skilled enough. Of course, you have to be a skilled hacker to know certain vulnerabilities in certain systems. And I technically I do not know them all because, like I said, the cybersecurity world is ever changing, and it's a field that every day you look at, you see something new, and it's like, okay, like, wow, okay, all right, let me look more into that, because you just it's changing, ever changing. What are your thoughts? Okay. So yeah. So I don't want to get on my conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna do that because that's a whole nother conversation. But I just, um with the I don't know if the value, okay, so we, I don't know if everybody know, but no, the value of the US dollar has, like, okay. So I don't know if that's an attempt to push us to um using digital currency more, or to be more accepting to not using paper money. And so yeah, that it's mm, yeah, without really going too deep into that one, but yeah, it's I don't know, I feel like, cause just think about it, a lot of places are not taking cash. Ever since the really, like, the pandemic, a lot of places have gone to not taking cash, and you have no other choice but to use some type of your card or digital currency. So do I think that we are probably being kind of like pushed into it, or kind of like forced into it in a sense? Or maybe not really, I don't want to say coerced into it, but I think we're kind of like being like, okay, you have no other choice but to use um digital currency. So yeah, that's still, the verdict is still out on that one. I actually need to really do a little bit more research, especially on the Fed now thing. And especially I just found it really ironic, that the founder of Cash App was yeah, was murdered, and then next day you hear about the Fed now, which is somewhat similar to the whole Cash App kind of like digital currency thing. So yeah, yeah. But yep.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Taz. That was a lot of information. Yeah, the questions, I was loading them up as quick as I could. I'm so grateful that you came on to talk to us. I just want to recap some things that you said. You
Mhm.
gave us the acronym for SAFE, which
Mhm.
S is for secure, complex passwords.
Yes.
People remember, like she said, when you're setting up password, you don't use common things like your children's name, your birth date.
Mhm.
Use special characters and letters. Make it really difficult to hack, but at the same time, you need to be able to remember it as well. And also regarding passwords, to change them every 3 months. What were you going to say?
Just one thing that's piggyback on the password thing is, I also, you it's better to make the password longer in character versus shorter, because
Okay.
there is a software that can it's a password breaker. It runs past,
Wow.
yeah, that can, oh,
That's
it may take
thank you.
long, it may take hours and hours and hours and hours to break the password, but the shorter the password, the easier it is for it to be yes. So
That's
yeah, so make
crazy
them
to
long.
me.
Make them long.
whew.
Mhm.
The A was awareness, just
Yeah.
have an awareness about what you're doing, setting up two-part authentication, especially with bank accounts. They usually will
Yeah.
send you a text message, hey, this came out today. Make sure
Yeah.
about that. I wanted to ask you. So when it comes to banking, say, for example, you're somebody that doesn't really check your account like you should.
Mhm.
And then you finally decide to check it and you notice some fraudulent activity, but it's been 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Is there like a deadline with that? Or like, does the bank have to research it if you're disputing it and you can prove that it wasn't you?
That's a good question. I need to research that one because I'm not sure if there is a deadline. Being so, like I said, I check mines. I get notifications
Mm-hmm.
every day. Um, and I have to research that one. That have to, yeah.
Okay.
I have to research that one. I
All
believe it should be a deadline, but I couldn't tell you for sure exactly how long. That's
right.
why I say it's very I that's a strong suggestion that you really should even if you don't check it every day, at least
Mhm.
once a week, especially if
Mhm.
you know you got a lot of transactions going through a certain account.
Mhm.
At least once a week. Turn them notifications on. It's free. Turn them notifications on to get that.
It's $3.99.
Okay, turn it on. Ain't gonna hurt you. Turn it on.
And then you said the F is face your fears with technology.
Yes.
So yes, that is especially now with AI. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with anything, it
Yep.
could be used for good or evil.
Yep. Yep.
And of course, unfortunately, some people will use it for evil.
Yep.
You need to implement wisdom in things that you do, and you
Yep.
definitely, like you say, you gotta. Well, we'll get to the E. Educate yourself
Yes, ma'am.
because, and especially like for example, I'm telling my age. Well, they know I'm 50, but when I was coming up, it was AOL dial-up. We didn't have
Okay.
this
I
digital.
remember.
You,
I'm
you
not too far behind you, sis. I remember.
you be sitting there like this, waiting for it to dial
Somebody
up.
on the phone. Who on the phone? Get off the phone.
Yes, that's so true. And then back in the day, we had MySpace. We didn't have
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, educating yourself, with anything, staying up on
Mm-hmm.
the new technologies that are coming out, because there's going to be some things that are going to come out that are going to be beneficial, especially when it comes to research like science as far as the
Yeah.
body is concerned. But so safe, I'll repeat it again: secure complex passwords,
Mm-hmm.
awareness,
Mm-hmm.
face your fears with technology, and educate.
Yeah.
Also, I want to also let you guys know on the screen, we got her Gmail. If you want to send her any questions or invite her to speak about cybersecurity to your platform, her email is tedtalktaz@gmail.com. I also put it in the comments as well. Her YouTube channel is Tech Talk Taz. I put that in the comments as well. And also, if you want to sew into her as well, her Cash App, I believe I put that in the comments, is, hold on. I thought I put it up here somewhere, but I'll put it in here now. Because if you want to sew into her for her time, it was, let me see those. Let me look it up real quick. I could have thought I put it on here. I apologize. I thought I had it. Give me 1 second and I'll put it up. I pray that you guys were taking some notes because this is important to know. Trust me,
Yeah.
with the change, I don't feel good about a lot of stuff, but at the same time, whether you like it or not, it's
Yep.
coming.
It's coming. So we might as well just go ahead and just
Yeah.
it's
Um,
coming.
and yeah, let me just type this in, Cash App on here. And
Unless you
so
want to live off the grid, you're gonna have to deal with some type of technology.
yeah,
Um,
that's pretty much it.
yeah.
And this is Taz's Cash App. I really
Mhm.
want to encourage you guys, please support her on her YouTube channel. Check it out. She really had a whole
I
presentation put
really
together.
did.
And so I believe she's going to be sharing that on her platform.
Yes.
This is something that is a must. You need to get your children aware of how to protect themselves, yourself, your accounts. If you're teaching your children about finances,
Yeah.
show them how to do the two-person authentication.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got minors, and even if you got grown kids, you need to be like, y'all need to check your Facebooks, all of that stuff. Stop oversharing. Stop saying that you out of town, and people like stuff like that, y'all. We really need to be aware of it. And if anything, if you're taking pictures and you're out of town, wait till you come back and then post them.
Don't post the location.
Don't post
your location when you are there.
Yeah.
You can post it after the fact, but you can also, that can be another thing where the phone, you can track, you drop in your location and people can track you.
So I got a question. When it comes to the actual hackers, so like when you was in school, did they tell y'all, like, where do they start? Do they just pick a random name and just start running that, like what you were talking about? Do they ever tell y'all how they do that?
No, the thing, no, they never said what makes you a prime target. It's almost like they just, like you said, they're just running a name and just seeing what they can, where they can access or exploit you, or what information they can get and then take it further. You know, and a lot of times it could just be from a security breach at a company. Just like, matter of fact, just recently in September, we received a notice saying that CareFirst of Blue Cross CareFirst of California, which was our insurance at the time, had was compromised during this time frame. And then they said, okay, monitor your account, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, because it said, okay, our names were compromised, our email address was compromised, but no social security and stuff like that was compromised. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they got your social, it's your insurance company.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And a lot of times these companies don't want the public to know that they've been compromised, but they have a obligation
to let us know,
inform whoever was compromised. They have an obligation to send us a letter and let us know that, okay, your information was compromised, and this is what they could have gotten. But they don't really technically know how much they really of the personal information that was disclosed. So that's why they offer you a free 1-year credit monitoring and all that good stuff. And yeah, so
I'm thinking of all these questions, Taz. I'm telling you, as we talking. Okay, so wait a minute. I want to ask you, okay, so what about oh God, what about stuff like the dark web? Did they ever talk to y'all about that?
Okay, so the dark web that's a whole nother. But yeah, the dark web, a lot of shady stuff that you hear about in movies. I'm gonna just say that, like selling of the organs, sex trafficking, things like that. That is where those type of things
are they usually hackers too, or do they
that's
like,
just a whole nother
that's just a whole nother thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
And honestly, I have not, because I've heard, so I have not even attempted to go on the dark web, because
oh no, I wouldn't either. I was just curious because I didn't know.
But it is real.
It is real. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is real.
And see, that's another thing about monitoring your kids.
Yeah.
With internet, like not just passwords, but like actual safety. And I feel like a lot of times, I mean, I don't have children, but a lot of times, or when I help raise my cousins, you know, you'd be like, you know, go sit down somewhere. You need to like really watch what they're doing, watch what they're watching, put those those parental codes and stuff on your Netflix accounts and all of that stuff, so your kids can't look at stuff they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Because it's so much going on that's really affecting our kids.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
and
they
they're
they
so
need to be aware.
impressionable because they're so trusting
They're
to
trusting.
thinking that this other person that it could be they could be totally chatting with an adult, but
Hmm.
they didn't assume they didn't got this persona of I'm your child's age. I'm a
Hmm.
child. So the child only thinking, no, I'm chatting with someone that's my age. We playing the game. We chatting on the game, and it's an adult pervert. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, that's another topic as well when we're talking about protecting our children online. That's
And I'm gonna
another
tell you
topic.
one other thing I'm concerned about, and I'm like, should I even mention it? But I'm concerned about our government, and I just feel like we're not prepared. I am sensing so strongly that something is coming and we're not ready. I think about that's what I want to ask you. You remember that time? Was it the gas or something? They had a ransom, like they shut off
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
thing, like from hackers.
Yes.
A part of me is like, was that
Hmm.
really hackers? But
Mm.
then it could have been. We don't know. But like stuff like that, I'm concerned, especially with certain countries. If
Mhm.
just I'm concerned that our government is not adequately prepared.
I,
I know
I
that
don't.
technically you can't really because it ain't like you in the government, but I
Yeah,
mean, they gotta have somebody. I hope that they have some level of cybersecurity of some sort.
they do. They do. But to the extent of disclosing everything to the public,
Yeah,
it can be a issue of a threat to national security if
yeah.
they do expose certain things to the public.
Hmm.
And you spoke on the gas that those type of infrastructures are considered critical because we need those. Just like
Exactly.
the electric grid.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, one of the papers that I had to do was on in the event that the critical infrastructure such as the electric grid and things like that were like how to protect it, and we had to do research in on that, and in the event that something like that happened, I'm with you. I don't know if we are actually really prepared for that type of incident. The I didn't even want to say
Because when
incident.
you think about it, if there's a country and they are your enemy, you
Russia
think
and China. Yep.
they're gonna go for the
Yeah.
stuff that really would really be detrimental to our daily living.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but this whole cybersecurity, I'm so grateful that we connected. I want to be mindful of your time. But I really want to impress upon you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, the seriousness
Yes.
of cybersecurity and protecting yourself, whether you like it or not, whether you are young or old, things are shifting and
Yes.
changing. I can go there from the perspective of scripturally speaking,
Mhm.
but I'm just going to say you have to implement wisdom in all you do.
Yes. Yes.
Remember to keep yourself safe. I'm going to say it
Yes.
one more time.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to let Taz say it. Break down safe one more time for the people, and then we'll
Safe.
get ready to
Keep
close.
yourself safe. The S, secure, complex passwords, long as possible if you can get them. The A, awareness, cybersecurity awareness. There's so many resources that you can, like I say, Google, YouTube, best friends. Okay, use it. The F is face your fears with technology. Don't be intimidated by it. It's a matter of just researching. Researching. Because I'm telling you, you're going to go down a rabbit hole once you start researching because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, oh my God, let me research this more. It may
Mhm.
actually be something like it did for me when it happened to me. And I look at that as being God's way of leading me to where I need to be at. So at the end of the day, that may pick you to be go and get into this field as well. And then we have the E, educate yourself. Educate yourself so you can be well equipped on protecting your personal information, your banking information, yourself, your children, and just you just got to know. You have to be aware of what's out there that is possible. Don't just close your ears and be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Be aware. Awareness is key, and education.
And also, Taz, just tell us again, just repeat your email and all that. I want you to repeat it so that they hear it from your mouth, and especially your YouTube channel, when you come on, what to expect, just to give the people an idea of what they'll be learning on your YouTube channel.
All right. So my email address is techtalktaz@gmail.com. And then my YouTube channel is Tech Talk with Taz, but the handle is Tech Talk Taz with the number 8. And on the YouTube channel, which I have a video that should just be, what time is it? 7:30. It just posted, which is part 1 of best practices in protecting your personal information. That's the 30 plus slide thing that I did originally, but I decided to break it up. It's less than a 5-minute video. So I tried to break it up because, yeah. So it's part 1, and basically in part 1 is talking about the common techniques that hackers use, the most common techniques that they use, and a definition, and also ways that you can protect yourself. And part 2 will be next week. So yes, please subscribe and comment, send me some questions. And again, I don't know everything, but I know the resources to answer the questions, or at least head you in the right direction. So, and I also post about artificial intelligence and just everything, well, not everything, a lot of things regarding tech.
And I'm going to also actually post her YouTube channel, you guys, to Garden Girl, so you could go directly there to it as well. Please support her, support what she's doing, because this is about our protection.
Yes.
Like we'll sit here and like videos about weaves, cakes, and pies, but we don't never support or connect to the things that are important, like cybersecurity.
Yes.
Do not get it twisted. We need to be protected to the best of your ability. And I just want to thank you, Taz, for coming on. I am so grateful to you. I'm excited. Y'all, she had a whole presentation put together, but the beautiful thing is you still will get access to it, but you got to join, subscribe to her channel. She's available if you want her to come on and talk about in more detail, break it down even more. For the sake of time, I wanted to be mindful of everyone's time, but she's going to be available, giving you a whole bunch of information. She's not somebody that just read an article on cybersecurity. She has a degree in it. So
and I work hard for that degree. Okay, I work hard.
I know that's right.
You was on a computer, lay there like, bang, I gotta get this paper down, Oh my God.
But the beautiful thing, man, is God is with you with this.
Yes,
is, let me tell you, y'all, don't sleep. Cybersecurity, anytime you're serving people, that's ministry. So please get your life by getting your credit reports.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to touch. Credit reports. What's the best thing to try to safeguard against that? Like requesting a copy, because I heard that there's a way that you can freeze it.
I was going to say that. Freeze your credit. If you know you're not going to purchase anything, you're not going to apply for no loans, freeze your credit. You can go on to the credit bureau's website, and you can go and you can just freeze your credit. And then if you are going to apply for something and you forget about it, trust and believe, when you apply for it, that person's going to say, I can't access your stuff, so can you unfreeze your credit? And this is a matter of going onto the app or the website and unfreezing it. So just toggle across, unfreeze your credit. It's real simple. So if you're not applying for nothing, and then keep your credit on for keep your credit frozen. Put it that way.
And watch these apps too that y'all are downloading too.
Yes.
Be mindful when you get random texts with links to your cell phone.
Don't click the link.
Do not click the link.
Don't click
them, because let me tell you, I know people that got their stuff wiped out.
Yeah.
Don't do it, especially when you're on your computer. Y'all implement wisdom. Some of the stuff you know, but a lot of it you don't. And yeah, what were you gonna say?
That is one of the ways that hackers can access your information is or
Mhm.
get into your computer or your devices by you clicking in the link.
And
The
that's
vi-
and they also call that stuff too, email phishing.
yes,
Um,
phishing. Yep.
Phishing,
Mhm.
yeah. So you guys, especially those of us who plan on having businesses, protect yourself because the man gonna come for you. And
Mhm.
make sure that you have your documents. We really do now. To be honest, we be spending and don't be paying attention. You need to
Mhm.
write down what you're spending, keep a
Yeah.
ledger. So if something jump off, you be like, no, sir, no, ma'am, green eggs and ham, that won't me.
Okay, I love it. Great. Great.
So
Okay. Okay.
you got to
Yeah.
protect
You
yourself,
do.
man.
You do. You do.
But yeah, but thank you so much again, y'all.
You're
Please
welcome and
support my
thank you.
sister,
I
y'all.
enjoyed
She
this.
thank you so much for your time. You did amazing. Y'all, she was
Thank
nervous,
you.
but I think she did great. Please big up her by showing support to her YouTube channel. Please, please, please. And if you want to sew into her for her time tonight, it's $ capital TAZ McCain, capital M, small c, and Kane with a C, capitalize the Kane, CAIN. It's in the comments. Please sew into her for her time because this was powerful information. If you have an organization, your church, please, she could do, she's, I'm
Yes.
telling you, I just feel strongly that you're gonna see a lot from her about the cybersecurity space. God bless you, sis.
God
Thank you
bless you.
so
Thank you for
much.
this opportunity. I hope I
My
helped.
pleasure.
Bye.
We'll keep in touch. We're going to keep in touch. You know,
Yes,
you can
please.
join the Garden Girls page and,
I
you know,
am. I
yeah.
am.
And
I love it. I love it. And I
yes,
love your energy. I love it.
well,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
You as well. But we
I
will
love
definitely keep in touch. God bless you. Thank you so much. Tell the husband I said thank you for sharing you with us tonight.
it.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. We'll
All
let you
right.
go.
All
Bye
righty.
bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye. So there it is, y'all. I am so excited, so grateful for Miss Taz and her time. She did absolutely amazing. And so she really is passionate about this. She really had a lot more to share. Please support her. Go to her YouTube channel and learn as much as you can and protect yourself, protect your babies, protect your family, protect your finances. I really believe that the Lord is going to have many of us, many of you, under the sound of my voice, whether you watch live or on the replay, the Lord might raise you up to be a millionaire. And you've got to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Cyber security. You got to secure your identity in the spirit realm. Remember who you are in Christ, and also remember who you are on paper, and secure yourself and protect your identity into the natural. There it is, the ending of another Garden Girl event. While I have you on really quickly, I want to tell you about our two more guest speakers. We're going to kick back into the Power Series 2 weeks from today, which would be the 17th of May. My sister in Christ, Diane Brown, is going to talk about the power of a woman of faith. And then 2 weeks from there will be the 31st of May. My sister, Myrna Kate Robinson, is going to be talking about the power of a healed woman right here on my personal page and the Garden Girls page. I decided to just bring this information to both platforms. Please like, share, comment, and support. You guys is getting this information for free 99. So I really would love it if you would participate, comment. This is about you and you getting better, walking in your divine design, getting back to that place of authenticity and becoming knowledgeable. We're going to have a woman of God talk about the power of a woman as an entrepreneur. It's so much stuff that's coming. Matter of fact, I'm in the process of connecting with somebody that's going to be coming to you to talk about grief. I have so much information that is coming. This is the year of meology, the study of me and who God has created me to be. I am so excited about your future in Christ. It is bright. Life is what you make it. And thank you again for your support for Garden Girls and for your time. I do not take it lightly. Anytime, whether I have one viewer or 100 viewers, I am so grateful. I love you. Good night. Have an amazing rest of your week. God bless you.